market update is for the next 30 minutes or so. I hope we can impart some, not so much knowledge, but insight, I guess, into the way myself looks at the market for the upcoming week. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. So if you've got any questions, as always, put them in the chat box and we'll see if we can explain exactly what we're talking about. All right. First up, as always, what I'm trying to seek is a directional bias for the week. And for that purpose, I look to the weekly charts. And at that point in time, I'm looking for what I consider to be a directional bias based on the previous week's candle or bar, whatever you're trading. So in this instance, or this week, I see about half a dozen, I think, bars or candles that suggest that I should have a bias in that direction. How does that work? Well, in the first instance, I've got Aussie CAD on my watch list. Not necessarily on my watch list, but this is what the market's telling me, or the candles are telling me. Hang on 2 secs till I get the right scenario here. There's a little bit of an issue. There we go. That's much better. So what I'm looking for is, or are, candles or bars who's suggesting a change of direction. I'll go a little bit tighter on this screen because that's the first of them, Aussie versus the CAD. And what I seek is a reversal bar, or what I call a game changer bar, but it has to be a little bit more than that. There's lots of ways to trade the market, of course, and if you see a reversal bar and it works for you, then trade it. If you're a scalper, happy days. I need a little bit more information than that before I go into the market. So the information I'm seeking on this candle, which is a reversal bar in my humble opinion, more than that, it's a key reversal bar, meaning that the low of the bar or the candle is lower than the previous week. It's low. And it's closed on or near its high. It hasn't closed on its high, but it's closed near enough to its high for me to believe that price could go in this direction. That said, I then need further context. And that context needs to be, well, where's the major trend, or where's the major momentum, or what's the driving force behind the market currently? And for that, I go to the monthly chart. The monthly chart tells me a lot of things, actually, but most importantly, where is the general direction of the market and why? Have I got a big double bottom sitting here? Answer yes on the monthly chart, but is that driving the market at the moment? So I've got a big rally off the bottom of that double bottom, and maybe this is the higher low on the back of that double bottom, yet has it driven price back to this high and therefore continued to trend? And to my mind, the answer to that is not yet or no, one or the other. There's a little resistance level here, there's a little support level here, if you like. I can put those in for you. So it suggests to me a broadening price pattern, but it's a market structure. And whilst ever we're in that structure, I'm thinking that we're going to hit the bottom or the top. Last visit was the top. Next visit is the bottom, in my opinion. So therefore, when I look at the weekly game changer bar, which is this one that suggests that we go long, I think, okay, maybe we do. But I don't see that as being the long or big picture. So therefore, I don't really want to trade in that direction. I'll wait till maybe it produces a little rally and hits this, what you can't see, which is the weekly pivot. Pardon me, I do believe, because it's the wrong color. But maybe it hits there, and then I can go with my bias, which is short. So do I want to trade it long right now? Answer no. And the same applies to every single one of these. So Aussie yen, which is suggesting that we go short. Reversal bar, yes, because the high is higher than the previous, closed on or near its low. Yes, that's definitely. That was the week before. But what about this week? This week, we've got a low that's lower than the previous, closed on or near its high. Only just, but it did. Big picture. Big picture is, what's driving this market? Have I got a chart pattern that suggests massive momentum, massive drive? I would say the answer to that is, okay, I've got a big double bottom here, it drove price up here, we've got a double top of sorts here, drove, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I haven't got a big picture here that tells me there's a perfect directional bias. This is a mess as far as I'm concerned. And for that reason, I would need some more information. And I don't have that information. I've got one candle suggesting that we go short. I do like the fact that we're at a resistance level, but does that really invite me into the trade? And the answer for me is no. It's a one candle reversal on a strong momentum drive upwards. Yes, we're at resistance. I get that. Not a scalper, but the candle's suggesting that we go long. If you're of that opinion that this market will continue to go long with that strong momentum, then that candle is probably not the worst. Why? Because you could enter here, get your stop loss under here, and get some profit in the bank before you hit the high. So I'm okay with that. But again, it's not crystal clear to me. So I would opt to do nothing until I've got a clear direction, and that's simply not the case at the moment. Third of our game changer bars, or our key reversal bars this week, is CAD yen. And exactly the same applies. Look at this. Wow, it's just gone nuts, as has most things or most currencies against the yen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks in a row. Is that a green bar as well? Yes, it is. Make that 11 weeks, sorry, not in a row, out of 14. That's telling you something. Yet look where we are. We're at a resistance level. What's the big boss saying? Big boss being the monthly chart. If I'm honest with myself, and that's what you need to be, then all I see is a big base here that has driven price upwards. And that to me is where the big boss is. The big boss right now, for my mind, is big double bottom sitting here. And we've had lots of rallies, another big double bottom, another big lots of rallies, put in a new high. So I expect that this will go further in the direction of the big boss. And do I want to enter the market here? Not on your life do I want to enter the market here long. Game changer bars suggesting that we do go short. Now, here's the thing with game changer bars, or these key reversal bars. They're giving me a weekly directional bias, as I said from the outset. And that bias on this candle is saying short, and that's fantastic. What it's not saying is enter the market right now. Also, what it's not saying is what happens after the week, which I would suspect, given what I've just been through, right, the entire momentum or the entire driving force of the market is suggesting that we go long, right? Yet I can't go long here because of how many successive weeks we've had to the upside and we've hit resistance. So do I trade it short? Well, if you've got a method of doing that can bounce you off the top of a resistance level, I would suggest you do that. I don't have that method. I would much rather wait for a reversal pattern. Maybe we've got it in that bar there, bearish engulfing bar. And then I need to wait for a lower high before I would trade that short. So in other words, I need a reversal pattern followed by a confirmation. In general terms, that will be a lower high. And going in the opposite direction, double bottom, higher low. And you can see the result of that. So that's what I would wait to see. So as far as this key reversal bar is concerned, okay, I get the picture. The picture is we're at a resistance level and we're probably going to have a retracement. Yet I need to wait for that retracement to play out, or sorry, to set up before I can play it. So am I going to trade that bar? No, I'm not a scalper. Could it pay to trade that bar underneath it, stop loss above it? Hell yes. But the amount of times that works versus the amount of times it doesn't work tells me, in my experience anyway, tells me that now is not the time to trade that short. Wait for the confirmation of the potential reversal. And then ultimately look to trade it long, because that's where everything's pointing. The next one is pound versus the CAD. Now, I was actually in a short trade pound versus the CAD on, I think, the daily chart last week, and that's turned out to be a losing trade for me, sadly. But now we're faced with this candle, which is backing up this candle, which is, 2 out of 4 of the last 4 weeks. And then you had this one. Everything's pointing to the stars here. What's the big boss saying? Well, I've got to argue with that, frankly. Yes, I've got a big reversal bar here, but overall, if I go a little bit wider, this market is not, to my mind, in an uptrend or showing complete bullish momentum. This may well be a short covering rally, which means that I'd much prefer to trade it short than long. And therefore, for that reason, once again, the game changer or key reversal bar that's suggesting that we go long here is not one that I would like to trade. What I would prefer to see is the directional bias that that candle suggests actually works for a short period of time and hits a resistance level, maybe that trade line, maybe that swing high, and then turns around and goes with the ultimate big boss or big momentum or dominant factor of the chart. So that's the kind of thing that I'd be looking for, not to trade it long, but to wait until that does play out and then look to trade it short. That's pound CAD. Kiwi CAD, which is the second last of the game changer bars, and I will get to my watch list very, very shortly, I can assure you. Again, game changer bar suggesting that we do go to the buy side or the long side. Again, we go to the big picture. Let me get rid of those little things. And the big picture is telling me a couple of things, really. Yes, we've got a massive double bottom sitting here. What have we got to the upside? And I hate it when that happens. Let me get rid of that and come back to here. So, when you look at this chart, what is actually standing out to you as the driving force? Is it the double bottom? Maybe it is. Maybe we've got that double bottom. Maybe we've got a higher low. Yet, here's the hint or the key to what is actually driving this market. When we've come off the highs here with this massive rejection bar, we then, as I said before, are looking for, okay, maybe this is reversing. Maybe, we don't know yet. We look for a lower high. Oh, what bobs up? A lower high. And then a massive, massive clue to what's going to happen next. This key reversal or game changer bar, as I call them, has given us not only the game changer bar, but the lower high off the back of this double top, triple top, whatever you want to call it. It's a reversal scenario. So there it is. That's the one that you want to trade. That's the confirmation that price isn't going anytime soon higher than where it's already been. So then we're looking for potential more entries or more confirmation that price is continuing to go short. You get a reversal bar here. Is it a key reversal bar, a game changer bar? Probably not, because it hasn't closed near its low. Great reversal bar, great reversal bar, great reversal bar. They just keep turning up. They keep turning. There's one of your key reversal bars. So you'll be in there for sure. There's another one, not a key reversal bar, but this continues to happen. Every time you get price coming off its high, it goes further low. or further short. So that's the key. That's the clue to what's going to happen next. So in my mind, I'm not looking for longs at pretty much any cost. I'm looking for shorts. And like I said, every time a reversal bar turns up, this keeps going short. So do I have one? Answer no. Do I expect to get one? Ultimately, yes. Do I want to trade this long right now based on that information? Answer no, yet. When it does deliver, and you could trade that long on a smaller time frame if you've got the right circumstance, let it go to where it wants to go, and then look for one of these. And when one of these turns up, it's pretty much, I won't say a given, but it's pretty much a decent conclusion that you can come to that this is going to go short again. So that's where I'm at with that. And I've got a key reversal bar or game changer bar suggesting that I go long. Do I want to go long? No. But intraday, maybe there's a chance that we go back to this level. And I get that. That's all good. But the game changer bar is not giving me the right signal right now. The last of the game changer bars this week is dollar CAD, as it turns out. Let me get this back. There we go. So dollar CAD, let's scroll down a bit and see if we can get a good reason to trade. Let's go to the monthly chart, suggesting that we buy, right? Dollar CAD. What have we got here as a major driving force? We've got a double bottom sitting here. Actually, I'll get rid of this again. This is an interesting one. A little bit too wide. Okay, everything's gone down since we got this scenario. Double top, then a false break of that double top. And it went down, 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 down. Then we got a double bottom and price went up, 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 up. Now we've got a double top and price is trying to go down, but not yet winning that battle, right? I love this chart. This chart's fantastic. And I'll show you why. For me, I love structures, right? I love market structures or chart structures because they really do give me a strong idea of what may happen next. So there's your double top. There's your double bottom in, I would say, an intermediate zone, right? Because here's the highs, here's the lows, all-time highs, all-time lows. And we're bang in the middle of that. What does that suggest to me? It suggests to me that price ain't going nowhere anytime soon outside of that range, which is a wonderful set of information for me. And when I see that, I think, right, coming off the bottom, double bottom, what am I looking for? High or low? Oh, we got one. Can we trade that? Of course we can. Now we're waiting for price to hit the top. Can I trade this off the top yet? Answer, no. I've got to wait until it hits the top of the range, which is probably here. Or it's got to give me a reversal pattern, like a double top, like an inverted head and shoulders, whatever. But until I reach the top of that range, the only thing I can do is trade it long. Do I want to trade it long from here? No, because it's too tight to the top. Let me go back to the weekly chart. What's the weekly chart suggesting that we do? Trade it long. Now, I just said on the monthly chart that I can't trade it long right now because I'm too close to the top. But am I too close to the top on the weekly chart? No, I'm not. Can I actually trade this before I hit resistance, which is dead ahead, unfortunately? So you just put your normal horizontal levels in, trend lines, trade lines, pivots, whatever you want to put in there that suggests support and resistance. And the answer right now is no, I can't trade this without taking profit before that level. However, Am I directionally biased correctly? Yes, I am, 100%, because I've just proven that. I need to get to the top here before I trade it to the bottom. And we've got a series of high highs, high lows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That may have turned for right now, but we're looking at a potential false break of this level. So that's giving me another hint. Do I trade now or do I wait until price proves what I'm suggesting may be the case? Yes, this bar is telling me to go long. Everything else is telling me to go long to the top of this bar, top of this range rather. Yet if I'm patient and allow price maybe on a daily chart to get above this level, then come back and retest it, therefore confirming that long is the way to go, that's what I need to do. So why take the risk now that that will actually happen? That's what I have to weigh up. You could do that. You could enter at a small risk and add to the position if it does exactly as you consider that it might. But you could also just play it safe and wait for that to occur. That's my choice, and that's what I will do. So they're the weekly game changer bars, and not one of them do I want to trade right now, but there are some of them that are giving me a beautiful directional bias for the week, and I just need to wait for that to play out. I think this one, dollar versus the CAD, is the P. It's the one I want to really concentrate on, but I'd love to see it climb above this level, then come back and retest it. Then I can trade it up to here. At that point, I'm looking for a reversal. Anyway, that's the week ahead. I've got a watch list that consists of 4 pairs this week, which is, I suppose, not that unrealistic, but it's also not that normal for me either. The first of them is Kiwi versus the yen, and here's the reason why. On the monthly chart, again, I'm looking for major directional bias on the monthly chart. Maybe I need to go a bit wider to show you why. A couple of things going on here, similar to, I think it was, can't remember the pair. Maybe it was pound CAD, maybe it was Aussie yen, I've got a scenario here, the big double bottom, big double top. Where am I? At what phase of this dominance am I? And it looks to me that maybe this is going to dominate over time. Yet we're at a strong resistance level. Been resistance through here in the past after all-time highs. So we're very near to that level. And that trend line suggests, along with that horizontal level, that we've got a confluence area around about 89.5, I think it is. If we go to the weekly chart, it shows you how close we are to that area. Now, does that mean we go short right now? Well, it's the same thing applies for me. I do have a short directional bias, maybe only short term, back to this range or the bottom of this channel, if you like. But that's exactly what I'm looking to do. So I need price to give me a clue as to whether we are at that level I spoke about, which is 89.5, up here, another 100 pips actually. Or are we going to reverse now? So same applies. I've got a hint here, bearish engulfing bar. I need a lower high to get me into the game here off this top of this channel. If price goes higher, then it only whets my appetite more because it's gone to the confluence area that I suggested before at 89.5. So I've got 2 things going for me here. One, need a reversal bar, and I've got that on the smaller time frame, lower high. Then I can trade it back to the bottom of this range. Or if price breaks out, then I look for this confluence area to look for exactly the same thing, reversal and lower high. Next one is Kiwi versus the dollar. Now, Kiwi versus the dollar is pretty much what I've been talking about for most of the show. And that is what is the key momentum here? What is the big boss? What's the dominant force in this market right now? Interesting, because this one has been dominating price for the longest time, and that is this big double top sitting here. Unmistakable. You can't miss it, right? And since that time, we've had lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Then we had a rally, didn't take out this high, then came down again, another rally, didn't take out this high, and then we've gone down again, another rally, hasn't taken out pretty much any high right now. So that's the monthly chart. And then we've ended, well, this month, which has just changed, not with a, well, maybe with a higher low. We don't know yet, to be fair. But there's this big double bottom sitting here. Is that a change? You know, is that what's going to rule the market for the next little bit? Maybe, don't know yet, right? And that's where the maybe comes in. Is this the higher low that is confirming this double bottom, just like this lower high confirmed that double top? And remember, that's exactly what we're looking for all the time. Can I now say, right, I've got the higher low, here we go, let's just jump in? It's not quite that simple, because if you look at this weekly chart suggesting that we've got a different market structure in place, which is this descending channel. Now, some of you will think, okay, big rally, this may be a bull flag. Well, I think that's bullshit, frankly. Sorry to be so obvious, but that's the way I see things. It may be, but it's very, very long in the tooth off this, what looks a bit like an inverted head and shoulder, I've got to say. What I do see, however, is a break of the monthly pivot of last month. Remember, we're in a new month, don't forget, and then a retest of that. That's something that I think is very exciting, because if this candle means anything and the sellers are actually in control, then price should come back to the bottom of this range. But we've got to remember two things. One is that we've bounced off the bottom of this range, that being the channel, and we haven't yet hit the top. Aha. Does that coincide with the potential double bottom, higher low scenario? Interesting. Maybe it does. A lot of you will recognize this candle pattern, and it's called many different things. One of the things that's called is a morning star. The other thing it's called, I think, is a ring low. But whatever it is, it's a recognized reversal pattern. Reversal of this latest momentum. Yeah, got it. Coming off bullish engulfing bar, high low, high high, high high. Oops, there's a mess. Retracement. So it's not clear cut, but to me, this is probably one of the better potential trades for the week. Do I want to enter the market here and trade it long? Some people will, and if they're right, they'll get it up to here and happy days. What would I be looking to do? I'd be looking, as always, for confirmation that this is going to do what it suggested it's going to do, and one of two things will happen here. You could come from the bottom, and I'm okay with that, but you've got a confluence area here. Is it horizontally confluenced? If that's a thing, yeah, not too bad. We've had a lot of support through here. If you go a little bit wider, you can see that that support has been fairly consistent, resistance through here as well. So the level's recognised, got that. So what would I prefer to do? Instead of trading into that resistance area, which is clear to me, how about we wait till it breaks and comes back and retests that confluence area? Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for, or what I'd be looking for. So on Kiwi versus the dollar, that's the way I want to play this. I can see the big picture is telling me long monthly chart, double bottom, higher low, not confirmed. Weekly chart, coming off the bottom of this descending channel, if you like, higher low, perhaps not confirmed. And daily chart, let's wait for that confirmation. Price up to here, back to here, entry. That's me. For Kiwi versus the dollar, I've got two more. Aussie versus the Swissy. Now, this one's, well, something I don't like to admit, frankly, and that is that the Aussies are going to continue to be weak, I suppose. Let's go to the big picture. And here's where it becomes just that little bit more difficult. I have to go wider, sorry. All-time low, all-time low? Yeah, it is all-time low. And price has been governed by the big boss again, big double top, head and shoulders, if you like, whatever you want to call it. This has been dominating price for the longest time. And once again, every time we get a key reversal bar, price continues to go short, right? Here, 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 here. They're all over the place. What have we got this week? We've got a nothing bar, as I would call it. Pardon me, spinning top. Go the daily. I've got a game changer bar on Thursday and then an argument on Friday. Yes, it wanted to go higher, but it didn't. Ultimately, a little bit, but it came off its high. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Don't know what the news was happening around that point. But what I do have, and this is a little bit tricky because the month has now changed, and this is what I call a double cross on the monthly pivot. Love double crosses. They're really, really good for me. And the reason is it's counter momentum, which is a slingshot trait, right? That's exactly what I like to see. So I've got also a slingshot candle pattern, which is this one, followed by this one, followed by this one, which ultimately gives me the double cross on the monthly pivot. I've got the big boss telling me short is the sport. I've got the weekly pivot telling me there's been a potential short covering rally, and now we may be going back to trend. I've got a beautiful little trade line there. And on the daily chart, I've got this double cross of the monthly pivot. Everything right there, right now, is telling me that if price goes to here, it's going to test this low. The trick is, where do I take my profit if I get into that trade? And does it matter if price goes long? No, it doesn't matter. Who cares? We won't be taken into the trade. So I'm very focused on this one. Tomorrow, if there's no big gap in the market, I will certainly be looking to trade underneath Thursday's candle. Maybe get my stop loss. That's the tricky part. Where's your stop loss? Where am I wrong? I'd probably trust that level there, support, resistance. If we get back to there, maybe I don't trust that level. Maybe I'll go a bit higher. Weekly pivot's going to drop, so that should protect us a little bit. Monthly pivot will pretty much stay where it is by the look of that. Could be a bit tricky. We're going to have a pivot sandwich tomorrow. But whatever happens, price will be below those pivots. So that should all work out, should provide resistance for us. So, yeah, I'm not sure where the pivots will be, but that's where I'll be looking to have my stop loss. Entry there, probably taking profit at that swing, and then see if we can actually get this down to test this all-time low at around about 52. Not sure the Aussie is going to be that weak, frankly, but we've got an Aussie interest rate announcement on Tuesday, and that may well dictate how this one goes. I've got one more. Goodness me, where did I get all these trades from? Oh, sorry, not potential trades. Pound Aussie is the next one. That's not the one I want. Dollar CAD, we mentioned that one. I haven't got a Pound Aussie chart. All right, let's make one. Pound versus the Australian dollar. Let's go with blank. Again, monthly chart telling us what? Where's the big dominating force of this chart? Go a little bit wider. Oh, big picture. Double top. Nothing has happened since to suggest that the market's going anywhere other than short. Or is this double bottom here meaningful? Question mark. Therefore, we put in a big trend line. We put in another trend line. And that's the key. Have I got a confluence? Oh, yeah. Resistance through here, support through here. Resistance, resistance. Here we are again at exactly the same level. Weekly points that out pretty dramatically. The daily has delivered what? Potential double top. Well, here's a little bit more than I see than a double top. And I call it the Three Amigos. One of my favorite things. False break of that level. False break of that level. Potential false break of that level. It's not there yet, right? But if I were to get a lower high, that confirms the false break of that level. Even if it were up to there, still confirms the false break of that level. 3 false breaks in a row at the highs in particular suggests to me that where this or where these rallies came from will be broken to the downside. You could say there, you could say there, but either way, if you can get in here, somewhere here, and predict or project, if you like, that break to the downside, which will probably go to a support level, then here's your target, entry here or here somewhere. That makes it all worthwhile. So this one here, pound versus the Aussie, false break, false break, false break, looking for confirmation that this is indeed the high, and we're looking for a break of the lows. Pound versus the Aussie. My goodness, I'm going to have such a busy week. I can't believe it. That's it, guys, for the day. I hope I've given you something to chew on for the new month ahead, as it is. And I hope you have a great trading week. Sunday Market Update will be back again next week. I'm not sure who will be the hosts, but hopefully you have a great week in the meantime. And we look forward to your company. Check out Trading Buddies, by the way, tomorrow afternoon at, it's always 2:55, I think it is at the moment. And it's 5 minutes before London Open, let me put it that. Wherever you live in this great world of ours, it's 5 minutes before London. 2:55. Thank you, Sam, for most of you. For me, it's 4:55 p.m. Thanks, Paul P. Thanks, Richard. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye for now. See you.